A silent voice, also known as Koe no Katachi, and is sometimes also translated as The Shape of Voice, is the latest romantic drama film from director Naoko Yamada and animated by Kyoto Animation. It's full of emotion, has a diverse cast of characters, and contains themes not often expressed in anime. The story follows a teenage boy, Shoya Ishida, who, in the opening scenes of the film, reminisces about his days in elementary school. During this time, Shoya is what you would call your typical class clown, getting into mischief to entertain and bond with his classmates rather than trying to learn and become a genuinely likable person. When a new student, Shoko Nishimiya, joins the class, she immediately becomes a target for Shoya's constant bullying, all because she is deaf. Despite being disabled, all Shoko wants to do is fit in with the rest of her classmates and does her best communicating with them by writing messages to them in a notebook she carries around. The sad thing is, it isn't just Shoya doing the bullying. Eventually, a core group of the class starts passive-aggressively making Shoko's life more difficult than any elementary school girl's life should be. But after one of Shoya's attacks goes too far and Shoko leaves the school, he finds the tables turned as the class turns their bullying to him, leaving him to become the new tormented outcast.
Oh great. Now what? You're in our way. What is she even doing?
Years later, and now in high school, Shoya remains the reject of the grade, just cruising through his day on autopilot, accepting his fate. His excessive bullying and the resulting shame has closed him off from the world, leading him to ignore the existence of others and not acknowledge they are around. This is expressed in the film by having all of Shoyo's peers appear with a large blue X over their faces, which ironically has made him the deaf one, metaphorically of course, as he is now the one seen differently by his peers, made fun of, and lives his life inside his own bubble. Getting to a point in life where most people mature into the person they will become and realizing he has no life skills, friends, or any redeeming qualities, Shoya decides to atone for his past mistakes, to right the wrongs he caused in elementary school. He works to pay his mother back the money she had to pay the school and others as compensation for her son's actions, and even learns sign language to try and make amends with Shoko.
I was wondering, can me and you, Shoko, can we be friends?
He visits Shoko at the Sign Language Center to tell her he'd like to be friends before realizing that years prior, she had tried to communicate the same signs to him. Even after all of the bullying, she had wanted to be his friend the whole time. Fun fact, in the English dub version, Shoko is voiced by Lexi Cowden, who is an actress that is actually deaf in real life. It's from this point where things come full circle and gives further insight into what Shoya was attempting in the opening scene of the film and adds a great deal of weight to the movie. Shoya throughout the remainder of the film works at righting his past wrongs and works at developing relationships to reintroduce himself back into the world. It's a ride full of likeable and hateable characters, romance, and touches on some really heavy life topics.
What do you know? You're not even really part of our group. I thought we were friends.
A Silent Voice features some really high quality animation, as is the norm with most of the products out of Kyoto Animation. The environments are vibrant, detailed, and many of the film's set pieces are based on real-life locations from Ogaki, Japan. The character designs by Futoshi Nishiya, who previously worked on Free and The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, are each interesting and unique, and just downright pleasant to look at. There is some visible CG used alongside the digital animation, and for the most part it is used to enhance the scene and obviously assist the animators with motion-heavy scenes. But there were a couple of times throughout where I found it was a little too noticeable and distracting in the scene.
What are you even doing here?
I followed you. Friends have each other's backs.
The shitty stalker has his own shitty stalker.
There are moments in the film that are completely silent and have the lead characters signing to each other. No descriptive subtitles, just silence. This in a way leaves the viewer deaf. Unless they know sign language, of course. And they're left to interpret what the characters are trying to express by analysing their body language. This was an interesting design choice and allows the viewer to fill in certain gaps and come away with the movie with their own impressions of those key moments. I found the film to be a tad too long, coming in at a total 130-minute runtime. The pacing of the film slows right down in some spots. There were also some parts of the film that contained a lengthy build-up and resulted with minimal or no payoff at all. And although there are many characters that are well developed and interesting, there are characters such as Miki and Satoshi that are recognised as part of the core group but bring little to the film, and are involved in a few of those aforementioned lengthy scenes that could have ultimately been cut from the film without any major impact to the overall product.
That lad's actually a lass. Huh? That's Shoko's little sister.
I knew that the entire time.
A Silent Voice is a great romantic drama film that will be talked about for many years to come. It has interesting characters, designs, relatable issues, and stands out because of the way it tackles the themes of bullying and suicide in ways not found in other anime. While it does have some pacing issues and is overall a bit too long, it does tell a good story with a very real message and could easily be enjoyed by people that aren't fans of anime and want to watch a good film. The home release Blu-ray contains some great extra features that fans of the film will love. It includes music videos from the film, a featurette showing off and comparing the film's real-life locations, and interviews with director and production staff. So if those kinds of things interest you, I'd definitely recommend picking up that home release. Have you seen A Silent Voice? I'm keen to hear your thoughts about it in the comments below. And make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next review that goes up really soon. This is Joel from ANIGAME, and I'll catch you in the next video.